Namaskaram, Mr. Derek. I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present what I am proposing with regard to implementing the National Education Policy 2020. All right. I'm just going to start sharing my screen with you. Just give me a moment, please. All right. So I hope you can see the, okay, wait, I need to do share screen. All right. Right. I hope you can start seeing the screen right now. So this is about implementing national education policy, and Inner Genius is the support partner for you. All right. So why should we look at benefit? Why should we look at implementing the national education policy right now? Because there is time, still a lot of things will happen. By starting it right away, the school will be hailed as pioneers because everything that needs to be done has been very specifically given in the policy, and it will come, and all the support and other things will come from the government, which is going to take quite some time. Now once you start doing implementation, now you yourself will be able to influence the government as well. So you will be treated as a leader, thought leader, as well as an implementation leader. You take it and show it to the department or show it to the government, and they will invite you to, so that it can be taken apart and you can look at those aspects of it. Now that's from the government or the side. Now we look at this as you will get recognized as a school of excellence because the national education policy is really fantastic and bringing in huge amount of change, and the children will certainly be benefited by that. So you will become a school of excellence, and because of that, parents will be eager to bring the children to be admitted into your school, right? Now, as we equip the children and as we go forward for it, your our children will go to many competitions regionally as well as nationally, and will be winning a number of prizes and will get a huge publicity because of their accomplishments as what they have done in various competitions. So these are all the benefits that are going to accrue whenever you implement national education policy. So why not now? That's all is a question here, right? So what is the overall process? So let me get into the nitty-gritty to give you a big picture of everything that needs to happen, and then we could have further discussion on how are we going to take this forward as far as the new age school is high school is concerned, right? So the very first one is a decision and a commitment that you as a leader of this of your school, the top management has to make for that. You need to give a commitment to this, right? Now you will be identifying one management representative, could be you or could be someone else who is very closely associated and takes the overall view of the school and its management. They will be that person will be the bridge between me and the rest of them, and will ensure that everything is going smoothly, right, from your end. Now we need to identify two teams. One would be called as implementation champions, and the second one will be called as academic champions. I will talk about their responsibilities in a minute, right? Then let's look at these steps in implementation. The first one is that there will be a workshop for the implementation champions because they need to start organizing and making things happen. That will be followed by academic champions because they are the core who is going to make the things ready and available for all the teachers. Then we will conduct one awareness program for everybody, including the implementation academic champions will also be there participating and showcasing that they are already ahead than the rest of the people, right? Then orientation of the teachers on the intent of national education policy, because once they get their mindset right as to what is expected and why is it that what we are doing. So in case if anything is going a little bit away from the core of it, they will be able to point it out, and they will also have a lot of questions answered as they go about implementing and making a difference in each child, Okay, you will see me repeating this each child part again. Okay, and then there is going to be a series of workshops for the teachers. Okay, because they are the ones who in reality are going to implement this policy inside the classroom, right? Then when this segment is over, we will invite the parents and we will orient them towards what we are doing, how it is aligned with the national education policy, and how it is going to benefit their children. We'll be able to very easily showcase to them so that they come into our fold. Apart from this, as we implement it, there is also going to be the whole society itself we can tap in. Even those whose children are not studying in the school, but they are having something to do in the nearby society, we can pull them in for the benefit of the school and everybody concerned with the school, right? Then, of course, once the teachers will start implementation, we need to monitor it. That is where the academic champions and the implementation champions will be working hand in hand. One would be looking at how the children are learning. Another will be looking at the administrative aspects of it, right? Then once the one set of thing is done, we will review the whole process, and I'm very confident there will be lots of successes that we would need to celebrate. I mean, the best way that I can say is you would be doing annual days in the school where you will showcase the talents of the children and do a lot of these things here, right? So here also we are going to be showcasing the success that the children have achieved and the contributors who are the teachers, and we will be recognizing both of them and celebrating the whole process of it. All right. So now, what are the responsibilities of the academic champions? I will come to, because they are the front runners and they need to prepare a few things for the teachers to take over from there. The very first one is that we would review the syllabus and modify it to align with the national education policy. There are very clear guidelines, and so here the best of your teachers need to become the academic champions, and they will then in turn work with their respective teams and do the modification for it, right? And then they will take responsibility for curating the content from various sources, as well as we developing some part of it. Little we might have to develop, but if they curate, that is good enough. All right. And then they will be the ones who will make a complete year plan, which will be followed by every teacher, right? Then they will develop the support material for the teachers, so that the teacher, when they walk into the class, everything that is needed for them is available from an academic perspective. All right. And then, of course, obviously, they'll be supporting teachers in the implementation of the whole part. So for doing all of these responsibilities, they will be taking some more teachers into this, but these academic champions will be the ones who will be driving it, and they need to make these things happen, right? Then let's look at the implementation champions responsibilities. They need to organize all learning and other events that is required as a part and parcel of it. They will look at from the organizing perspective. They will be coordinating with the management to get the resources that is needed. All right. So I don't know what are the resources you already have. We can do a little bit of an audit and see what are the things that is required for you and wherever it is, and they will coordinate and see that all the resources are available. My guess is about 90% resources you will already have. And then they need to organize the assessments. The actual assessment will be led by the academic champions and the teachers, but these people are going to take care of the whole organizational aspects of it. And then they will develop a progress monitoring process. Okay. Now, when I'm saying they are going to develop, in all of these things, I will be there giving them all the necessary things that they need to be prepared, and I will be there to supporting these champions in each and every step, whether it is organizing the events, coordinating, or organizing the assessments or developing, and every single step of it I would be doing. I will be working with them. The fifth step is going to be something that's going to be phenomenal, which is going to come towards as we march towards the one cycle of implementation, right? They will create the platform and manage that platform to receive the support from society, which includes parents. Start from the parents, we see how we can involve them, those of the parents who can, for supporting their children and the rest of the children, and also the people who are eminent already in the society and bringing them in, because this is one thing which national education policy is talking about. How can we bring them and make them happen? What is their specialities? That becomes part and parcel of the children's learning, so they know life as it exists today uh, in their vicinity as well as in the city and in the world, right? And the implementation champions will become custodians of all records and everything that needs to be maintained, because at some point of the time or the other, we will have to showcase it to the other people. But much before that, every record will be useful for us to monitor the progress. So they will keep the records and see that it is all updated. The critical role at the heart of it and is going to be for teachers, right? The teachers are the ones who are going to actually make it happen inside the classroom. So number one, their attention should be so that they can give the best to each single child, right? They Teachers can no longer use things like he's a slow learner, he's not good. All that will go away from the vocabulary, because they will start identifying the innate capabilities and qualities in each child, right? So that they can bring out the best in each child. Then they will facilitate mastering of the fundamentals as far as academics is concerned by each child, right? I'm saying they facilitate. It is not they are going to teach. The students are going to learn and put in a lot of effort. And so how the teachers are going to facilitate it, it is the responsibility of the teacher to see that every single child is mastering the fundamentals in each of the subjects that is already there. Of course, they need to look at only the fundamentals. They don't have to have, they will not have huge syllabus to cover for every child. If a child starts mastering in one subject, then we will be putting them into that, and that will go on further. Then they guide to use the knowledge and skills in real life by each child. This is an emphasis that the national education policy is putting in, which is going to ensure that I have heard many times intelligent students, especially, they ask, why do I need to learn this? What is the use of it for me? All right. Nobody is able to give an answer. Now here, this answer will be provided for them. They will start using the knowledge and skills in real life in the area of their choice. That's the beauty of national education policy, right? Yeah. So here is where the teacher will identify the innate talents in each child and provide the necessary environment so that that child, that capacity can be blossomed to the fullest potential. All right. And this is because of this only I made the earlier statement of saying, when children go for any kind of a competition anywhere, they will be at the top of the top, because that one particular talent is completely brought out in each child. So they will go and perform at levels which is world class and professional, though they are still students and they are still children, or at least they'll be touching to that, and anybody would be able to see that, wow, that's a nice one. So this child has got tremendous amount of talent. Okay. And that is where that will, but each child is going to have different. So according to that, the whole thing has to be done. That is when the implementation champions will also step in and bring the support from the society as to how they can do with this, apart from the parents of the children as well. Right. Now, yes, so that's the point I've already covered. Develop methods to showcase innate talents of each child. This is going to be one of the major responsibilities of the teacher. They start the process and they take the support from everybody around. So they will be the ones who will be communicating the progress of each child to the parents. So the parents also become so joyful and happy that the child is progressing in an area, and whatever are the kinds of doubts and the things that they have is that, okay, my child is good in sports, but what about his career, and what about him earning enough money so that they can lead a good life? That's not a problem in today's world. We will be putting that into the place, and we can showcase to them as to how the child can be really world class in one aspect of it, which will give them enough and more income as well. So they will lead, every single child will lead excellent life, even from the materialistic point of view. Okay, so to do all of this, the teachers need the support, and they will be encouraged to seek support, because they can, whatever is happening inside the classroom, they will be having a lot of work to do. Every support that is required from outside will be taken up by the implementation champions, who will step in and see that the society and the school becomes one, right? And this is the intent of the national education policy. Every resource that is available, we will be able to tap in and bring them in, and then make things happen for the benefit of the future generation. That's why I'm so excited about national education policy, and to see that it gets in reality implemented in the school. All right, so now, how are we going to be, and what I'm going to be doing is that inner genius will equip each team member to fulfill their responsibilities. I have specified all the responsibilities. We will look at that. If anything more needs to be added, we can add to it. We can modify it. But I will give them the necessary knowledge, skills, and the perceptions that is required for them to go ahead and do world-class quality work within the school, right? And so first one would be management representative, next is the implementation champions, third is the academic champions, fourth one are the teachers. All of these people, what exactly they need to do, I'll be taking them, I'll be sharing it with them, I will be working with them, I'll be taking their inputs, and I will get them to buy in what we are trying to do and what are the benefits for them as well, so that they will go all out and do the best that is possible by them. All right, so yeah, the admin team will also need to be, we need to bring in, and so they give the necessary support to everyone that is there, right? Now, what would you be? You will be providing all the resources that is required, both human resources and the material resources that would be required. So I don't know the equipments and other things that you already have. You might, if you have already, fantastic. If you don't have, some investment needs to be made in terms of having internet connectivity, having computers, having projection systems, so that all of this can be will be needed by the teachers and the students, and how best that we can do, we can look at it, and we can start with small, and then we can start building it up. And one resource is created which nobody is going to use it all the time, so we can slot it in so that everybody will be able to make use of the resources that comes by, right? Right. So for me to give you a very clear part of it, so this is the what would be the remuneration that you should be giving it to me. You need to share with me these numbers. How many students are currently studying, and if you have in a tabular form, class wise, or whichever way, that would be good. And then the number of teachers that you have, the number of admin staff, and the support staff. See, the training of the support staff I have not mentioned at this, up to this point of time, because it's one of the members of your team only. I will support them in making things happen, and maybe 2 to 3 sessions in a year might be done for the support staff. Who are the support staff? Drivers, the attenders, the ayahs, and the housekeeping staff. How they all are going to need to be working. Probably housekeeping staff we need to do a little more right now because of the sanitization, and the COVID situation. For it, they would need something special and immediate and urgent. Yes, we will take care of that. Maybe one session I can do that for them, because I come from a hospitality background and I understand hygiene, sanitation, and food safety. To that level, I am already a trainer in those areas. I can support your teachers to provide that part of it. Okay, so that's the thing. So if you have any questions, please ask me, so that I can clarify it, and with clarity you can move forward and make a decision. So I just want to thank you for having given me this opportunity to present to you. I look forward to working with you and your school, so that we can bring about tremendous amount of change and bring out the complete genius that is inside every single child, and blossom it to the full level, so the whole society grows, because we are creating the future. teachers and schools are in reality creating tomorrow's future today inside the school premises and in the and children then with the outside world's support. Okay, the outside world support was less so far, and we will start bringing in, because national education policy gives us the opportunity and showcase that as, hey, listen, this is what we have been able to do. So that's why I'm so excited about the national education policy. And by implementing it, let me repeat, by implementing it now, you will be hailed as a pioneer, hailed as a leader, and you will be looked upon, and wherever you go, your influence in the community is going to grow tremendously as the head of the institute. So I would like to see that happening, and it would be a great privilege and honor for me to associate with you and to assist you in getting all of these things done, and grow tremendously to reach out to more and more children so that they get the benefit of what you offer. Okay, so that's about me. So thank you very much. I'm going to stop the video. It might continue for a while. So let me, okay, so then how do I do this? Okay, stop share. All right, I stop recording.